And what is up, YouTube? We are 16 days, 7 hours, 54 minutes, and 40 seconds away from Path of Exile 3.8 Blight League being released. So today we are taking a look at the Blight League official trailer, all of the various details and announcements and teases that have now been released for Path of Exile 3.8. I will be playing Hardcore League in 3.8. Hopefully some of you are going to join us. Without any further ado, I haven't watched or read any of this stuff yet, so let's just both get excited for Path of Exile Blight League together.
The Blight, a creeping black fungus that feeds on the will of its hosts. Pulsating with toxic blood, too dangerous to touch, too dangerous to ignore. We must drain the ichor of this dark infection. Its mindless husks will protect its core. So I build weapons. Towers which conjure flames, chill the air, move.
PoE tower defense? PoE tower defense.
Even so, I need your might. And to the mighty go the spoils.
All right, PoE tower defense.
The source of this blight is out there. Its black tendrils reaching for us. We will seek it out and purge it.
I wonder if it's got the same generating, like path generating, as Abyss, like as Abyss cracks. I wonder if it'll be randomized or if it's already going to be set in the area. Yeah, it's moving there. Some of them are moving. I don't know if those are those new creatures?
The blight is here. And we are the cure.
Maybe those aren't new creatures, but huh. Alright, let's see what Chris has to say.
In the Blight League, Sister Cassia is trying to stop the spread of the mind-controlling blight by destroying fungal growths. When attacked, the blight commands infected monsters to defend it. The monsters mindlessly follow the blight's tendrils, only attacking foes directly in their path. The infected are unusually tough, so you will need to build defensive towers to exploit each monster's specific weaknesses.
Huh.
For each tendril lane you defend, a chest will appear with your rewards. These rewards can include oils, which Sister Cassia can combine together to enchant certain items. Blighted maps contain larger pockets of infection. Cleanse these for rewards, including unique items which can be enchanted with notable passive skills.
Ah.
In Path of Exile Blight, we also have a focus on giving you more control over when you run side content. Master missions now stack for later if you don't run them immediately. This expansion also contains significant revamps to the Saboteur, Assassin, and Necromancer ascendancy.
Necromancer!
An additional bar of skill bindings.
Ah! He said it! You guys heard him say it!
September 6th.
Okay, he said, what did he say? He said Sabo?
Unique items which can be enchanted when you run side content. Master missions now stack for later.
Master mission stack. I don't want that, Chris. That's
This
great.
expansion also contains significant revamps to the Saboteur, Assassin, and Necromancer ascendancy.
Sabo, Assassin, and Necro. Alright, let's do this! Blight League, here we go. Alright, so Path of Exile Blight. In Path of Exile Blight, you must stop the spread of the deadly blight by building towers to defend against monsters held in its thrall. Our September expansion contains the Blight Challenge League, 3 revamped balance archetypes with new skills and support gems, plenty of new items, 2 old leagues being integrated into the core game, and a focus on giving you more freedom to choose which aspects of Path of Exile's content you play and win. Okay, so these are master, hopefully, updates. You can queue them in some way. This looks great, right? Already, this looks like they're addressing several different things that people have asked for. No, it doesn't look like it's a lab rework. No, it doesn't look like it's a trade rework, which we already knew. No, it's not going to be, you know, an added new ascendancy or an added new character. That stuff is still probably, as we've talked about before, getting pushed off to 4.0. But it is going to be a Sabo, Assassin, Necro rework league. All right, let's get hype. Okay, so the Spreading Blight. Sister Cassia is trying to stop the Blight. Yep, that's what Chris said. When attacked, the Blight commands infected monsters to defend it. Okay, I thought some of those looked new while we were watching the trailer, but maybe that's just my old eyes, my ancient eyes, you know, missing out or missing exactly that those are probably actually reused monsters. Maybe there's just some effect or particle effect that's added onto them, but they looked interesting. The monsters mindlessly follow the Blight's tendrils, only attacking foes directly in their path. The infected are unusually tough, so you'll need to build defensive towers to exploit each monster's specific weaknesses. For each tendril lane you defend, a chest will appear with your rewards. Okay, so this is PoE tower defense. This is PoE MOBA. This is this is great. All right, so we've got a couple of images here. Here's the first one. It looks like there's like, what is this, six different choices that you can make. Which maybe that's ice, fire, lightning. Maybe is that poison, physical, and chaos? What would the other thing other than poison be? What's the green? What would the green damage type be? I don't know. Here's a second one. These look to be different rewards. Oh, these are similar reward tags to what we actually had during Legion League. The reward tags that would appear above the head of monsters as you were killing them, rare monsters. That's interesting. Third image. Okay, that just looks cool. What is this? Firestorm coming down? Looks nice with a selfcaster. Yeah, maybe. That looks cool. This is a lot of effects being added on top of the ground. Like, this is a lot of ground effects and a lot of visual stuff that's going to be going on. That'll be interesting. I know some people have complained in the past about visual clutter, that there's just a lot of things going on with PoE presently. So we'll see exactly if that's toned down or how that's managed with all of the other visual effects that are going on. It looks really, really cool. We'll see how the tendrils are essentially generated, whether or not, like I mentioned during the video, whether or not they're already pre-generated and show up in the map like presently, or whether or not they go out like cracks that you're going to have to follow, like abyssal cracks. We'll see how that works. Build your defense. Sister Cassia's arsenal contains towers that chill, shock, stun, burn, summon. That's what the green one is. Empower, petrify, and debilitate. Choose, place, and upgrade these towers carefully to take advantage of both the terrain and the weaknesses of the infected monsters. These fast, bite-sized tower defense encounters combine Path of Exile's intense action combat with the tactical fun of this popular genre. Yeah, so it's PoE tower defense. Okay, so this thing is a moonstone ring that says your chilling towers have 25% increased range. Okay, so these are going to be the unique vials, like the oils that you can combine for Cassia. Here's a healthy prismatic ring of the flatworm. Your arc towers deal 50% increased damage. And then your fireball towers deal fire an additional projectile. Okay, interesting. So conceptually, right off the bat, I got to say this. For the last year and a half, I feel like, I would probably date this back to before Bestiary, probably dating back to Abyss and even Harbinger. I feel like people have been talking about the zoom speed of PoE, and if there's any way to slow the game down, maybe this is GGG's at least first attempt or initial attempt to slow everything down, to say, hey, you've got to interact with these encounters if you want to reap the league rewards. So it should be very, very interesting. And it should be a very, very rippy league for people to be playing hardcore. So if you're playing hardcore this league, this looks to be very, very rippy. Okay, cleanse blighted maps. This is a new thing for maps. Path of Exile's endgame is not safe from the effects of the blight either. Find blighted maps which contain gigantic blight encounters with dozens of lanes and some of the league's most valuable rewards. Okay, here's a blighted ramparts map. Ramparts is going to be a tier 3, I guess. Area is infested with fungal growths. Natural inhabitants of this area have been removed. Interesting. So I wonder if that means we're going to have to do some testing. We're automatically going to have to do some rampage testing to see, okay, are these areas for these same maps that are blighted, do they have more pack size and more pack quantity or less than just a regular map? Like, just to see what the values are. Here's another one. This is a toxic sewer, which looks like it's going to be a tier 10. And this is a blighted canyon map, a tier 15, with the natural inhabitants of this area removed. That's interesting. Okay, I'm not seeing anything else on there that's new other than this new, I guess, implicit. The maps now have implicits, which, that's interesting. That's cool. Okay, enchant your items. Among other treasures, the blight yields oils which Sister Cassia can use to anoint your jewelry. Combine 2 oils to enchant a ring with a potent tower modifier. Combine 3 oils to enchant your amulet with any notable passive skill from the passive skill tree. The 12 oils vary considerably in rarity, with each combination of them granting a different result. Okay, so this is This is kind of like playing around with a little bit of the Legion jewels, how they like twisted or manipulated the passive tree. But now this is essentially throwing passive notables onto your items, taking them off of the passive tree. So imagine, for instance, if you didn't want to go get, I don't know, Resolute Technique or Chaos Inoculation because it was just too far away for your build to go get it. Now, potentially, you could get a piece of gear that could go get you a notable on the piece of gear that you wouldn't have to spend 15 passive points to go get. This, we say it every single league, GGG outdoes themselves. This could be really, really massive and really game-changing. So we've got violet oil, we've got amber oil, we've got silver oil, we've got opalescent oil, and then we've got black oil. And these are stackable, so those of you that didn't like stackable leagues, you can throw your hands up into the air and be upset that there's more stacks, but these look to be much smaller in stack size. These are stacks of 10, not stacks of 100 like Legion Splinters or like Breach Splinters. Okay, we've got a amulet here that's got allocates Brutal Blade. That's cool. We've got Woe Choker, a Jade amulet that allocates Essence Sap. Okay, I don't even know what that particular notable does. And then allocates Inexorable. Okay, interesting. And then Zoph's Blood. We've got an example of a Zoph's Blood here that allocates Golem's Blood. All right, cool. So now essentially we've got another layer of crafting that's going on. You know me right here in the G3 community. You know I love crafting and things that mess with crafting. It really gives us a whole new layer and a whole new approach to understanding the economics of a particular league. So I always like that whenever there's new crafting that comes in. It's exciting. It's a big way to stir things up, to shake things up in the economic meta. Okay, so we've got anointable unique items. 4 of the unique items exclusive to the Blight League form an armor set that can also be anointed with notable passives. Combined with an anointed amulet, the wearer of this set can have up to 5 bonus notable passives active at once, unlocking countless new build possibilities. Here's the example, the Stampede Assassin's Boots. It allocates Heart and Soul. It gives you Evasion and Energy Shield, gives you Stun and Block Recovery. Travel skills have 66% increased cooldown and recovery speed. Okay, so there you go for those of you that like to use things like Flame Dash. 39% increased mana regeneration rate while moving, and your movement speed is 150% of its base value. three. Oh, 7-step league. So, man, that's okay. So Stampede is right up there. That's going to be fast. That's going to be really fast. Depending on how that works, that's going to be really interesting. Whether or not that plays... I want to say that that's base value, which would not include your modifiers off the passive tree, but who knows? You never know with these things, so we'll see once that comes out. All right, manage your Master's missions. You're no longer forced to run every Master's mission as soon as you encounter it, or required to run arbitrary maps to complete your dailies. Thank goodness. Significantly more of your missions are now earned through map completion, and they can be run later by talking to the Master in your hideout. Missions accumulate indefinitely, and you can run them whenever you have time, or whatever maps you choose. Woohoo! Thank you so much, GGG. We have also improved Betrayal's rewards, made deeper depths easier to access and delve, and integrated Legion and boss fights from Synthesis into the core game. Okay, that's mind-blowing. So Synthesis stuff is coming in maybe into Delve? Like maybe you'll be able to fight Synthesis bosses in Delve? So this is Betrayal rewards, right? That's the Betrayal subset. This looks like a Temple of Atsuatl where you're interacting with the Monolith, so that's cool. And this is a Synthesis boss that you're fighting, and yep, that looks like Synthesis Decay. Okay, so the question then, is that in Delve? I don't see the Delve timer, or sorry, the Sulfite tracker up there in the top right. So where is a Synthesis boss encounter? Did he get turned into just like straight up a map boss? That's interesting. I'll be interested to see exactly how that works. Okay, the Necromancer archetype. Looks like we finally have some Necro revampage. So the Summoners are one of the most popular playstyle in action RPGs. In Path of Exile Blight, we have significantly revamped many Summoner mechanics and the Witch's Necromancy Ascendancy class. We have buffed the per gem level progression of many minion types. Okay, cool. Added new support gems that allow you to fine-tune minion behavior, like maybe aggressive? Yay! Revamped the Necromancer Ascendancy, introduced the Carrion Golem, added a high-level wand base type that can roll powerful minion mods, and have made many other changes. To support all the new skills that are available, we have added an additional bar of skill bindings! Oh, quality of life! Quality of life blown out of the water. Okay, here's the Carrion Golem. a dangerous new golem minion that buffs and is buffed by your non-golem minions. Okay, cool. So he's like an undead skeleton dude that gets stronger with the more other undead skeleton things you have. Okay, that looks big. That looks like a big guy. That's big, and that looks like a big army. I approve. 12. Is that 12? That's 12. 12 zombies. I approve of this build. Whatever this build is, I approve of it. And what is this? This third one. Okay, is this... These are summoned skeletons, and I guess that's the golem. Yeah. Wow, I guess that's the carrion golem taking down Phoenix. Okay, to support all the new skills that are available, we've added an additional bar of skill binding. So I'd love to know where that's displayed, because I don't see it down here. So maybe it doesn't get displayed. Maybe it's another toggleable. We'll have to see how they implement that. That'll be interesting. The Poison Assassin archetype. So here's our second archetype. The Poison Assassin, once the most dominant playstyle in Path of Exile, is returning, almost, to its glory days. Blight adds a new poison-themed support gem and a suite of 5 potent new poison-themed skill gems, including Cobra Lash, which chains a poisoned projectile between your foes. The new elusive mechanic, supported by a new Ascendancy notable, provides powerful defensive opportunities and a means of escape, while changes to the Perfect Agony Keystone passive and multipliers for ailments from critical hits ensure the Poison Assassin gets his mark. Let's take a look at this. Withering Step. Use this as a movement skill alongside your other skills. Instantly withers enemies around you. Oh, that's nice. That's very nice. Okay, so a movement ability that just straight up can wither stuff. Cobra Lash throws out a weapon projectile that chains multiple times between enemies. Okay, so I'm thinking like Arc. Is it almost like a poison version of Arc that chains? They're using the word chains there, right? And then what is this? Is this the escape? Perfect Agony Keystone? Or is this the new notable elusive mechanic? Is that what this is? Well, those are power charges up there. Are those virulence stacks? Does he have a Herald of Agony? I don't know. We'll have to see. This is interesting. This is interesting. There's so much here. The Mind Saboteur archetype. We've often received feedback that mines, though strong, felt clunky to use. Yeah, you can say that again. In Blight, we have completely reworked mine mechanics from the ground up, thrown to a location rather than placed at your feet. Okay, so then what's the difference between mines and traps? That's just I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. I'm just asking the question. What's the difference? Thrown to a location rather than placed at your feet. Mines now deploy more quickly and detonate in sequence. Mine skills now also reward you for detonating long sequences. New and reworked mine support gems, as well as the mobile skitterbots, provide new avenues for explosive power. All these additions are further enhanced by changes to the passive skill tree and the Saboteur Ascendancy class. Okay, interesting. Stormblast Mine. This mine makes nearby enemies vulnerable to damage, with increasingly powerful shockwaves when multiple are detonated in a sequence. Okay, so maybe the difference between traps and mines are that essentially mines you're trying to get the most out of every single one that you lay down and chain them, whereas traps it's just like, throw it and forget it. Summon Skitterbots. These skittering companions boost your trap and mine damage, occasionally activating mines, then rearming them or triggering multiple traps. These are awesome. I remember playing something like the little skittering guy in Torchlight 2. That's fun. That's exciting. Hopefully it's actually a decent playtime. Wow. All right, that mine damage looks pretty nice. It almost looks like a combination of traps plus brands, like because there's fire coming down from above, but then also hitting the ground. Maybe it's hitting the ground and then exploding up. I don't know. It just kind of reminds me of both a brand as well as a trap. Okay, and of course, alongside the oils, blighted maps, and new jewelry enchantments, Path of Exile Blight contains 18 new divination cards, 16 new skills and support gems, and 16 new unique items for you to discover. In addition, we have rebalanced 24 existing unique items, of which 6 have received substantial overhauls. Okay, first off, we've got the Polished Legion Scarab, so Legion will be accessible behind Scarabs. We've got the Cold Iron Point Ezomite Dagger, maybe a return to glory for daggers, since there's an Assassin rework. +3 to level of all physical spell skill gems. Deals no elemental damage. Okay, those of you that actually just read that with me, this says +3 to level of all physical spell skill gems. It doesn't say socketed. It says all. Let that sink in for a second. If you had the ability to have multiple damage setups with multiple physical spell skills. Essentially, you could use the Cold Iron Point Ezomite Dagger and just be like, hey, here's a massive +3 levels to everything. And then you throw an Empower on top of that. Anyway, you get the picture. There's a lot of levels that are now available for physical spell skills. Holy moly. The Triad Grip Mesh Gloves. Minions convert 25% of physical damage to fire per red socket. Minions convert 25% of physical to cold per green socket. Minions convert 25% of physical to lightning per blue socket. And minions convert 25% of physical damage to chaos per white socket. Minions have 5% chance to freeze, shock, and ignite. Okay, that looks interesting. It's conversion gloves for summoners. That's interesting. We haven't had that available to us before. Badge of the Brotherhood, a turquoise amulet. It gives 10% increased cooldown recovery of travel skills per frenzy charge, 8% increased effective elusive per power charge, 23% chance to lose a frenzy charge when you use a travel skill, 24% chance to lose a power charge when you gain elusive. Your maximum frenzy charge is equal to your maximum power charges. Okay, so you can stack power charges and hopefully make this elusive ability that the Assassin has into something that's really, really strong. And Assassin's already going to be taking advantage of as many power charges as possible, so that's pretty cool. All right, we've got Akil's Prophecy, which gives you a faded unique item. Cool, like it. That's fun, farmable. And we've got Nook's Crown, a bone helmet, item level 100 that is Elder. That will be farmable, definitely, whether that's SSF or a Trade League. That's great. All right, what else do they got? In summary and summation, Blight supporter packs. We're also launching 2 sets of supporter packs alongside Blight, the Lich and Sentinel packs. There are 2 price points available for each, and they feature massive amount of points alongside new armor sets and other exclusive cosmetic microtransactions. You'll be able to purchase these from Thursday, August 22nd onward. Path of Exile Blight will launch September 6th on PC and September 9 on Xbox One and PlayStation 4. All right, well, there you have it, folks. Path of Exile Blight. I am excited. I need to get to work on updating the channel and getting our countdowns going. We do have a live countdown that's going right here. We're 16 days, 7 hours, 30 minutes away from Path of Exile Blight League. Go ahead and drop us a comment down below about what you're excited about. I can already tell you right away, there's reminiscings of, or at least hints, wafts, as you could say, aromas of Abyss League combined with maybe a little bit of Ambush League, where you have to slow down and interact with the box, right, with treasure boxes, and you can craft on them. That we've got, like, this is definitely PoE tower defense genre, like tower defense come to PoE. But maybe this is an attempt by GGG to get everybody to slow down a little bit or to enjoy each and every encounter that they're having a little bit more. That'll be interesting. I'm definitely going to be hitting Necromancer back up in hardcore. I don't know if I'm going to be running that right away day one because, of course, we've yet to see patch notes. But this is awesome. We are getting the Necromancer buff. We're getting the Necromancer rework. We're getting an Assassin rework, and we're getting a Sabo rework. Those of you that know me right here in the G3 community, you know which out of those I'm actually excited for. Assassin players and Sabo players, I'm glad you're getting something too. But finally, at long last, us poor casual Necromancer players are getting an update. And that update is coming in 16 days, 7 hours, and 29 minutes from right now.
Thanks for watching that video. If you'd like more information on any of our discussion points today, you can see them down below in the video description. If you'd also like to join our Discord or support our Patreon, you can do so with the links down below. Thanks again, and big shout out to all of our Patreon supporters.